Advocate Malesela Teffo opening those charges. What we do have on the line, though, is the lawyer of Kelly Khumalo, Magdalene Moonsamy, on the line with us now. Magdalene, good morning to you. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I think the first place to start would be, have you been contacted by police and have you been made aware of these charges?
Good morning and thank you for having me. I have been contacted by the police. I have been made aware that there are charges. I requested evidence of the charges that were leveled, and so I'm awaiting they will then revert to me.
What is your understanding so far of what the charges are, Magdalene?
There is an allegation of criminal injury and defamation.
And what do you make of those news? I mean, do you think that Advocate Malesela Teffo has a leg to stand on in this matter?
Well, if you had to ask me what I think about that, look, I have I think it's quite ludicrous for such allegations to be made if they are made regarding legal matters, you see. But you will wait here. I can't imagine or think of myself wanting to have anything defamatory to say about him. Each one speaks for themselves in their actions and their words. So I don't need to do that for anybody. I speak for myself, and I think my actions and my words are responsible. So I expect that those who speak for themselves would know better about what is defamatory and what describes criminal injury.
Magdalene, have you been threatened with arrest at all?
No, I haven't been threatened or spoken to about any of that nature.
Okay. What do you think this means then for your case and the work that you're doing in defending Kelly Khumalo in the matter that's upcoming in the second docket that eventually came to the fore?
It's not going to stop my work to defend my client. That's not going to stop. If that is any intention that's ill with regard to that, then I think then that is a misnomer. I'm going to continue with my work, and I will continue to request my presence in court.
Well, understanding that there was for a very long time a lot of grey area around whether or not Advocate Malesela Teffo is still part of the Senzo Meyiwa trial, and now some clarity that he really isn't. What do you think the motivation is behind this step by Advocate Teffo? Do you believe that this is the advocate himself seeking relevance and wanting very much to be part of the narrative?
If what you're saying is the case, I wouldn't want to differ too much from that. However, I cannot assume on behalf of the thoughts of former defense for accused 1 to 4. I do not want to enter into the thinking space and mindset of himself. That would be assumption. That is the assumption.
Has there been a response from your client? Is she at all concerned about how this impacts her?
Again, the case against me?
Yes.
No, we actually had a very good laugh about it.
Right. Say that again for me, please, Magdalene.
We had a very good laugh about it.
Okay.
Because the truth is that there has been intimidation from his side, of which has been reported since November last year. Well, not taken to the police, but is in the hands of the court. So this is why it's quite laughable to think that we could reduce ourselves to that. We haven't behaved in a manner that is unprofessional. We've always exercised with him, and we will continue to exercise our dignity throughout the process.
Yeah, it's interesting that you used the word that you found it laughable, and that you and your client actually had a good chuckle over it. Does this mean that you seriously don't take Malesela Teffo's attempts here very seriously? Is that what it is for you?
we take the law very seriously. The law is very serious, and we respect the law a lot. But it's curious because we don't know who said what, when, how, and why. And over and above that, we have got grounds for a suit of defamation that is very strong, if you know, and you've been following the allegations that have been leveled against my client and myself. But we are obliging the process of the court. We're obliged to the court process. So I think what we find funny is that we just don't know what we've done now and what is the next strategy. Because, you know, we don't sit around thinking about these things. So we just found it laughable that, you know, there's just these forcing of charges and charges. I mean, look, it's my prerogative to laugh at myself.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this before I let you go. And I think this is really what's quite important here is the seeking of justice by the Meyiwa family. Proceedings like this one where you've got Advocate Malesela Teffo then going after yourself and Julius Malema with charges of criminal injury and defamation. Do you feel that that is an injustice to the Meyiwa family, that delays justice for the family?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I remember Advocate Teffo, Malesela Teffo, was first representing the Meyiwa family. And he was in the defense for the accused. So that in itself was the first injustice that one would have committed. To defend the accused when you were the watching brief for the Meyiwa family, if you remember correctly. So this in itself is an additional injustice because it is trying to now take away the representation, the right for my client to exercise her legal representation from her.
Okay. Yeah, Magdalene, let's leave it there. I know that we'll be chatting some more, I'm sure, as this continues to unfold. But thank you so much for speaking to us. That there, Magdalene Moonsamy, lawyer to Kelly Khumalo, who now is facing charges from Advocate Malesela Teffo, alongside Julius Malema, who's also facing charges from Advocate Teffo for criminal injury and defamation. Our production team is working very, very hard to get a response from the economic freedom fighters to that breaking story.